Hello, Mindset Monday viewers. I have missed you. We have been delighted over the past couple of months to bring you some really different dynamic content where we focused on some of the amazing speakers we've had come in and some of the great projects we've been doing. But I have to tell you, I've missed engaging with you and talking with you and kind of bringing you some of these tips. So I'm so glad to be back and want you to know that we are going to be focusing the next few weeks on this idea of microaggressions. So the reason why is that back in December we did a little series on Bystander Intervention, and in that we talked about this concept of microaggressions and how they relate to and build up to something like harassment, right? And what bystanders can do about that. And a lot of you had some great questions after we mentioned microaggressions and wanted to know more. So we thought we'd spend a couple of weeks really talking about this because it's a bit of a buzzword right now. A lot of places in the news and in workplaces are talking about microaggressions. So it's important to understand really what are they so we know what to do about them. So first, let's get on the same page with the definition. What are microaggressions? So microaggressions are really kind of the everyday slights and insults that happen really whether intentional or not, right? So a lot of people doing microaggressions don't even know they're doing them. And they can be verbal or nonverbal as well. But they're the everyday slights that happen and build up over time that can be really harmful to people. So we've heard it described kind of like a paper cut. One microaggression is like a paper cut. Kind of stings, but you're fine. But you imagine if you were to get 1,000 paper cuts in the same place over time, you'd have scars. You'd have a wound there. And that's what microaggressions are like for people. So it's really important that we're aware of them and that we pay attention to them as they come up so we know how to act and respond. I'll give you one example that I experienced of a microaggression. So a few years ago, I was interviewing for a new staff position in my department. I'm a director of a department at the National Conflict Resolution Center. And I brought in with me to do the interviews one of my other staff members who happened to be a male, who was about my age. And we came into the interview together. And as we were interviewing new candidates, both males and females, I think just without realizing it, tended to direct their questions and their answers and really their energy towards my male staffer. And that was a microaggression towards me because I know they didn't mean to. I know they knew I was the boss. But the fact that I was female, sitting right next to another professional male who was about my age, it just happened naturally. And so it was this unconscious thing that they were doing, this unconscious bias thing they were doing, but it was happening. So as you think about microaggressions, think, what microaggressions have you experienced? And maybe what microaggressions have you done to others? Think about that over the next week. And then next week when we tune in, we're going to be looking at some other examples.